Alright people, it's Spratt here, and today we're going to be looking at example 1, my first Black Ops 1 montage released on the 6th of May 2011, so I hope you all enjoyed that. Let's start the video. So like I said, this is called example or example 1. I usually call it example 1 because it's just easy to get across now, but this was my first big Black Ops 1 montage. Basically, it was a kind of like a best of though, because I was doing prestige montages at the time, and if you don't know what they are, basically it's where you play for a whole prestige, get the best clips you can, and then make a montage out of it. So I did 15 prestige montages, and I just love that double no-scope. It's so nice. So yeah, I did 15 prestige montages, and then I think I got a couple of clips after, and this was kind of like a best of that. And I didn't want to call it best of at the time, so I decided to call it example. And the reason I called it example... Oh wait, hold on a second. Let me just talk about this clip. So this is my first pre-patch L96 quad feed, which was ridiculous at the time. Because if you didn't know, when Black Ops 1 first came out, you couldn't really quick scope, you couldn't drag scope, anything like that. The sway on the snipers was so bad, but I just enjoyed it. I don't even know why. So you had to scope in for like, you know, a few milliseconds or a second. I don't think it's that long, but you know, you just had to scope in for a more time than you usually would, and then you can take your shots. So obviously it takes a little bit of time to shoot your gun, especially with a sniper. So yeah, that was really nice at the time. I was so happy with that quad feed, especially a no scope ending. So it's kind of good. But what was I saying? So yeah, I reason I call it example though instead of like a best of montage, because I really wanted to do a big montage on this game, and I thought, although my prestige montage were doing really well, a lot of people had seen them, I wanted to compile them into a really nice video for people to enjoy. So I wanted to start off like a series of montages on this game, because I knew I'd be playing it a lot, because at the time not many people were making Black Ops 1 videos. They, you know, either find it too difficult or they weren't having fun, they find it boring, I don't know, but a lot of people went back to the other CODs. And I was just having so much fun. I really was. Like you can see, I was using different guns all the time, playing different game modes. It was just awesome. So the reason I call it example though is because, I don't know, it's kind of like I'm just saying to people, oh, here's an example of my best clips, my favorite clips kind of stuff. So that was kind of where I get the name from. It's not, you know, ridiculously adventurous, you could say, you know, like a lot of these other montage names nowadays, but you know, it makes sense. It really does. So yeah, I was all about variety back then. It was just so much fun to go for different, you know, clips with different guns. I'm pretty sure I just looked at my description now, and I say like, oh, I was going to go for a quad feed with every gun, but I got bored of doing that. And that was in the description of the montage. So even back then, I couldn't remember that, but I was just looking back now, and it says that. So I was wondering why I had so many clips with different guns. Like, it's unreal. It really is. A lot of variety in there, which is awesome to see. So this is a really nice clip here too, a 10, well, perfectionist you could say with the L96. So nice, so nice. But there's a lot of demolition in this video, and that was just something, like I said in my last one, I went through a little phase I went through, and although it's part of my past, it made sense at the time, because this game was pretty difficult when it first came out, and it was kind of a way to make it a little bit easier for myself. But obviously when I got better and I played it more, like people say, oh, how do you get so good at Black Ops 1? Honestly, it's all about putting the time in, because if you see the people who are pretty good at Black Ops 1 on YouTube, you know they put the hours in, you know they've got a decent amount of game time, and that's just all it is really. You just got to put the time in, you'll get used to it. And yeah, so I was obviously playing this game a lot, and like I said, there's a lot of demolition here, but there's some headquarters and there's some ground more. And then after this I started to switch things up. I think example 2 I didn't have as much demo in there, and you know, example 3 there was none. So we stepped it up, we got away from demolition. But let me talk about this clip here, right? There's 6 people in this headquarters room, right? On flipping Berlin Wall, and I just kept choking. I was missing shots, hit marking. I was choking since day one. You saw the other 2 there, some horrible Twixter. But that would have been a crazy clip. But I'm still annoyed to this day. Looking back at that, and I was like, Jesus, I could have had a ridiculous clip there, but whatever. Basically, though, this is what kind of grew my channel on YouTube. Obviously, the prestige montage that I was doing was something new. It was a new idea that nobody had come up with before, and I was getting that on community channels, and I was growing my channel. And then I dropped this, and this went down really well on my channel. It was a funny story, actually. When I first got Twitter, I got it so I could send this video to all my favorite YouTubers at the time. And I actually got it banned because it was just I just basically made an account so I could tweet my video at some people that I enjoy watching. And apparently you can't do that, because if you just make a Twitter and then start linking people videos, they're just like, what the hell are you doing? Get banned. So I had to make another Twitter after that, but obviously I started using it for normal use. But yeah, funny story for you there. So obviously back in the day, I linked my videos to a lot of people. I'm not sure many people watched it from those links. They just kind of saw it from other people. But yeah, don't do that. Obviously you get banned. So fun fact there. But this is pretty much what grew my channel though, because I got off phase I got into phase, I'm pretty sure, of this video, and if you see this trick shot coming up, I don't even know why I use that, but it's just it's just in there. Maybe phase saw that and you're like, Jesus, this guy's incredible. But yeah, this is what got me in phase pretty much, because I'm sure I joined like June 2011, something like that, and it was just before I started making example 2, or I was working on example 2, and I ended up dropping it on my channel rather than phase because I don't think I'd been in that long. So overall, this was kind of like my thing at the time. I was okay at the other games, but I just started to grow on this game because people weren't seeing a lot of, you know, aggressive Black Ops 1 content and sniping and all that stuff. So it was just awesome for me to get into this game and help grow my channel, and got me in phase, and here I am still, you know, getting back on Black Ops 1 and making another montage. So it's really nice to look back at this, obviously, because it's the first one, and now I'm making the final one, so it's going to be nice to compare those two. But basically, I also edited this myself, so if the editing looks familiar, it's probably because I haven't changed my editing style in forever. I'm all about syncing, you know, simple syncing and nice transitions, that kind of stuff. I don't really do anything too complex. So I was actually going to get an editor for this, a guy called X Raged. You may remember him if you've been on the scene a while, but basically he was down for editing this and he was excited to, but then I told him all my clips are 30 frames per second, and he was just like, yeah, I don't think I want to do that. So I was just an idiot back in the day. I didn't really know all about render settings and all that kind of stuff, but I was learning, you know. I had just got my PVR not long before that, I'm pretty sure, so bit annoyed, but I ended up editing myself, and I think it turned out pretty nice. So yeah, I think I used drum and bass music as well, which is kind of a change for me because I was all about using rock in big videos, and I don't know why I decided to use drum and bass, but I just mixed it up a bit, and I think it works well with the, you know, with the aggressive play style and variety in clips and red gun stuff. I think red gun clips work really well with drum and bass, so just so much variety, and I've always been about variety. It's just kind of cool to look back at how many clips I actually got with different guns. It's crazy. So this is coming to an end here. We're going to end it with a quad Valkyrie. Kind of cool to look back at this, it honestly is. Brings back some really good memories, a lot of good times on this game when it first came out, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it too. This was a video kind of sparked the growth of my channel for some Black Ops 1 content, got me in phase, got me, you know, got my name out there a lot more, and it's really nice to look back at. So that's going to be it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If this video gets like 2,000 likes in a day or two, I'll probably do the example 2 version of this in the next couple of days, but if it doesn't, I'll do it in a week or so, whatever. So if you really want to see the next one, please leave a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys later.